Wet food and dry food may look like two versions of the same meal, but your cat's body treats them very differently. Feeding wet food every day can change how much water reaches their system, how concentrated their urine becomes, how full they feel after eating, how easily they maintain weight, and even how their coat looks. There is also one mistake that can turn wet food from helpful to risky without changing its smell or appearance. We will come to that at the end. First, here is the change that begins before it becomes visible. 1. Your cat starts receiving water the way their body was designed to get it. Many cats walk past a full water bowl and take only a few small drinks. That is not stubbornness. It comes from their history. Cats developed as hunters in dry environments. Their prey supplied both nutrition and moisture, so they did not need the strong thirst response that many other animals depend on. Most of their water arrived inside the meal. That old system still exists in house cats. The problem is that dry kibble usually contains only about 10% moisture. Wet food is commonly around 75 to 80% water, which is much closer to the moisture found in a mouse or small bird. So when wet food becomes part of the daily routine, your cat begins taking in meaningful fluid with every bite. They may not suddenly abandon the water bowl, but their overall hydration can improve quickly. That matters to the kidneys and urinary tract. More water usually means a greater volume of more diluted urine. The kidneys are not forced to filter such concentrated waste, and crystals have a harder time forming in diluted urine. This is especially important for male cats because their narrow urethra makes urinary blockage a serious emergency. Research published in the Journal of Feline Medicine and Surgery has found that cats eating wet diets can produce more urine at a lower concentration, which is exactly what a healthier urinary system needs. You may not notice this change by looking at your cat. The important difference is happening inside. Their body is no longer trying to operate with such a small supply of water. 2. Mealtime may stop feeling like a crisis. Some cats begin shouting the moment you step toward the kitchen. They circle your legs, eat in seconds, and return soon after as though they were never fed. Owners often call this greed. But sometimes the meal simply is not creating a strong enough feeling of satisfaction. Dry food is usually calorie-dense, low in moisture, and often high in carbohydrates. A small amount can deliver many calories without creating much volume in the stomach. The cat may consume enough energy but still receive weak fullness signals. Wet food changes that experience. It usually contains more protein, much more moisture, and fewer carbohydrates. Protein supports satiety, while water increases the physical size of the meal without adding the same number of calories. The cat can feel genuinely full instead of immediately searching for more. Research in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior has linked high-protein diets with less food seeking and fewer signs of frustration between meals. In real life, that can mean a cat eats, slows down, and walks away rather than starting the next round of begging. Not every fast eater will change through food alone. Cats from stressful backgrounds may have learned to swallow food quickly, and cats in multi-cat homes may feel pressure to protect their bowl. In those cases, wet food works better when paired with a puzzle feeder, lick mat, or separate feeding area. That slows the meal and gives the cat a safer, more natural way to eat. When both nutrition and feeding behavior improve, the difference can be obvious. The guarding fades. The desperation drops. Mealtime becomes quieter. If this is changing how you look at your cat's bowl, like and subscribe so more owners can make better feeding choices. 3. Weight may become easier to manage without making every meal tiny. Indoor cats are often blamed for gaining weight because they sleep too much or lack self-control. But a cat does not make decisions about calories the way a human does. The food itself can make healthy weight harder to maintain. Some dry foods contain 40% carbohydrate or more. Cats are obligate carnivores, which means their metabolism is built to depend mainly on animal protein and fat, not a large carbohydrate load. Kibble also packs a lot of energy into a small portion. The bowl may not look full, yet the cat can consume more calories than an inactive indoor body uses. Because the meal contains little water, it may still leave the cat unsatisfied. Wet food usually reverses that pattern. It offers more moisture, often more animal protein, and generally fewer carbohydrates. The cat can eat a larger-looking meal while taking in fewer calories. Research from the Waltham Center for Pet Nutrition has found that cats eating wet food may be more likely to maintain a lean body composition than cats eating dry diets, even when food is not tightly restricted. One reason is that protein creates stronger satiety than carbohydrates. This does not mean wet food causes automatic weight loss. Portions still matter, and some formulas are richer than others. But when a cat remains hungry despite careful feeding, the problem may not be only how much food is served. It may be the kind of food delivering those calories. 4. The coat may show the change before anything else does. A glossy coat is not created by brushing alone. Fur and skin are built from nutrients, especially animal protein and fats. When nutrition is poor or unbalanced, the body protects essential organs first. Coat quality becomes a lower priority. That can appear as dull fur, flaky skin, heavy shedding, or a greasy, dusty texture that does not improve no matter how often you groom. Wet food is often rich in the protein and fats that skin and hair depend on. Dry food can also be complete and balanced, but kibble goes through heavy processing to become shelf-stable, so the final quality depends greatly on the formula. After changing to an appropriate high-protein, moisture-rich diet, some owners notice softer fur, less flaking, and more manageable shedding within a few weeks. Research published in the Journal of Nutritional Science has associated moisture-rich, high-protein diets with improved skin and coat condition compared with some dry alternatives. Of course, food is not the only cause of a poor coat. Parasites, allergies, pain, obesity, hormonal problems, and other illnesses can also affect grooming and skin health. Sudden or severe changes should be checked by a veterinarian. But if brushes, shampoos, and supplements have done very little, the answer may not be sitting on the bathroom shelf. It may be in the food bowl. 5. Wet food begins to spoil much sooner than most owners realize. This is the part that can quietly backfire. Dry kibble can remain in a bowl for a long time. Wet food cannot. Its high moisture content creates better conditions for bacteria to multiply once the food reaches room temperature. In a warm home, that safe window may be only 1 to 2 hours. This is especially risky for cats that graze. They eat a little, walk away, and return later. The food may look normal. It may smell fine. Bacterial growth does not always announce itself. A simple rule is to remove wet food after no more than 2 hours. In hotter conditions, remove it sooner. If your cat has not finished the serving, throw away what remains rather than leaving it for another visit. Unused food from the can or pouch should be covered and refrigerated immediately, then used within about 48 hours. There is one more detail owners often miss. Many cats dislike food served straight from the refrigerator. Cold food releases less aroma, and cats are naturally attracted to meals closer to body temperature because that resembles freshly caught prey. You can mix in a little warm water or heat the portion for a few seconds. Stir it well and check for hot spots before serving. This is not a reason to avoid wet food. It is simply a reason to treat it like fresh food rather than dry cereal. Handled properly, daily wet food can improve hydration, support the kidneys and urinary tract, help cats feel satisfied, make weight control easier, and provide nutrients that show up in healthier skin and fur. Handled carelessly, the same bowl can sit long enough to become unsafe. So the real difference is not just what wet food does inside your cat. It is also what it asks you to do differently. Choose a complete and balanced formula, serve the right amount, refrigerate leftovers, and remove unfinished food on time. Get those details right, and wet food becomes more than a tastier meal. It becomes a way of feeding that works much more closely with the body your cat was born with.